Hey everybody, Andy here, aka Montolio, back for another Vintage League, and gonna try out some Voidwalkers today in Blue-Black Lurrus. Blue-Black Lurrus has fallen the wayside as Esper is without a doubt the most popular of the Esper variants right now, and likely justifiably so. Swords to Plowshares is just so incredibly powerful, and having access to something like Lavinia really does a lot in the current metagame. That said, I do think the blue-black version has its merits, in particular its robust mana base and the lesser mana requirements of not needing a third color in white. And I'm going to try some Voidwalkers out today. This was a very different deck from the player, but Unlucky Monkey a couple months ago brought back Voidwalker and actually won a vintage challenge with it. And theoretically, I actually think Voidwalker is better today than it was then. And the reason being is there is a distinct rise in Underworld Breach, again in Vintage for the first time, really in a couple of years. And of course, Dredge is still very strong against Lurrus. And so Dauthi Voidwalker does mop up both of those decks to some extent. And I think having them in the main gives Lurrus a much better chance against those decks in game one. And of course, sideboarding obviously goes without saying. So that said, there's not a whole lot to say about this. It's relatively stock, and I'm going to take it in, guys, and see how we do today. So as always, I appreciate you hanging out, and if you haven't done so, click that button down on the right side of your screen there. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we're going to see you guys in a minute. Okay, guys, here we are in round one. It's a really nice looking hand. Gonna definitely keep that. Already won the die roll. Okay, so this must be Oath of Druids already is playing. And we've got some pretty nice plays here. Guess I'm gonna, do I want Ancestral right here? Probably. That was terrible. The only thing that was good there is I actually hit a Wasteland. I guess, I mean, they're F6'd. I guess what I could do is cast a Voidwalker and Time Walk. I mean, I think that's probably fine. Very strong start. Oh, that doesn't work. Naturally. All right. Well, we're going to do Bowmaster then. There are mana constraints to Dauthi Voidwalker. Okay, Artie has packed it up, and they are on Oath here. We don't have a great sideboard for Oath. I did side in a couple cages. Put a couple cages in the sideboard. I don't think I need Soul Guide Lantern. I feel like Fatal Push is probably pretty mediocre. I mean, I could bring this in for an Atraxa, but it's just pretty bad. I think probably a couple consigns just is something we can pitch to force a will. And, you know, worst case scenario, counter a trigger from the Atraxa. But that was a really broken hand. How do I feel about this hand? I feel like it's pretty bad. I have to mulligan that one. Much better. The mana is awkward, of course, but having double force here is pretty solid. I think I need the mana, so we're going to put the uncastable Bowmaster away right now and just try and control the board. Next turn we could pull Lurrus to hand if need be. This is a Mystical Tutor. No Oath. Okay. Love a land here. No reason to play the land first, I don't think. See if they want to give me a... They don't. So that means they do not currently have an Oath. See if they've been a land here. That will be somewhat telling as to whether we should wasteland next turn or not. They kept it on top. Okay. Mox was a really good draw here. I'm going to play it out first before I wasteland to ensure I can play around Spell Pierce. I guess I'm main phase going to Brainstorm here, and if they want to fight over this, I think it's totally fine. So I could play this Frog, but there's a chance I lose the battle over an Oath. But I still can wasteland them, and I will have a negation up, but I don't have double negation. I think this is a reasonable time to gamble, right? And if they have the force, I think it's totally fine. And it feels like they do have a force here, but that's okay because we can pull Lurrus next turn. We're just trying to slow them down here. When you play these types of decks, control decks, you have to pick your spot to go in, and I've taken them off green here. I do have a force, and I've taken my opportunity to try and get ahead. Yes, it's possible that they play an Oath of Druids here and have force backup. I think this is a possibility, but I still think you got to pick your spot. Next turn, we also can hold up hard cast, force, and negation with the one we draw off the top. So Pyroblast. So do I want to fight over this? I don't think so. Once again, I think that this is probably fine. Pulling Lurrus here. We can cast it next turn. If we draw a land, we can replace the Frog, possibly. Oh, go. Well, I think we do need to fight over this. They may choose to pick their battle over our Lurrus here. And I think I'm going to go ahead and cast Lurrus. So that's 6. I cannot cast the Treasure Cruise yet. But next turn I should, like, I guess depending on what I find. Okay, that does work. Treasure Cruise is on. Hopefully I find a blue source here where I can hold up negation. I guess that doesn't actually work because I don't have enough to hard cast it now. Daze was not a very good draw. It's possible they have Pyroblast here, but we just can't play around that. Okay, well that's pretty good. I think we're going to take the red source here. You know, it's hard to know what's correct. I think maybe the green is probably better. Keep them off of both of Druids. Let's go do this here. I really, in all honesty, kind of want to force a will, but maybe I just get Ancestral. I feel like they have nothing. And I still have a negation? Okay. We're doing pretty good here. Let's see what they got. Okay. I will play out my land. I kind of want the fetch. Let's do this because I have the Undercity Sewers. I'm just going to outright Ancestral here because I think that's unlikely. Oh, they do have something. And I can't stop that. Okay. Misstep was a good one. Yeah. Yep. Nice they have the fetch land in addition to the ponder. That's when ponder's at its most efficient because you can shuffle away the other cards you may not want. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's very close this game. I felt with my Ancestral I was ahead. But of course, them having a misstep was pretty good. Now, here's an opportunity for me to daze. Do I get Undercity Sewers? I probably do. I think I just try and get the value off of it. Daze is not getting any better. We're trading away mana efficiency for the ability to potentially find better cards with the sewer. But of course, this is a situation where I'm a little bit punished because if I want to hold up negation, and I do think I have to do that. Okay, their last card is Wrenn. So I feel pretty good about the decision to hold up counter magic here. We're both playing, well, they're playing off the top, and I still have some gameplay here. That was a really nice draw. Extremely pleased to find that. Dig. Wasteland, not really relevant. I certainly think Frog is good. Do I want a Cage? Probably. I think that saves me from a lot of the worst things that they're doing. Yeah, I like Bowmaster. It helps against any type of cantripping that they have. And it's a clock. And I can play it with Frog next turn, which is solid. Okay. Looks like I'm holding Force of Negation here, or Spell Pierce, something like that up. Dig Through Time. That's a good one. Damn. I think I'm going to flash my Bowmasters now. They certainly could find removal, but I think that's okay. I mean, I think this is just Oath of Druids that they're playing, like Ren and Sixes, Pyroblasts. There could be a Breach in their deck. I have not seen an Oath yet, but I've seen the Orchard, and having the Cage here is solid. And if I get to go with my Frog next turn, I feel like I have a pretty good chance. Wow. Okay. All right, we were not drawing well. We were going to just draw 2 lands next turn. Okay, won the die roll. I think this player is a mono white player, so we're up against it right away. Yeah, I mean, pretty good. We've got counter magic. Can't ask for much more than that. Your opener on the plate, and I have the potential for a turn 2 Frog. I guess the question is, do I play the Undercity Sewers here? Or do I assure myself of the Frog turn 2? I think it's just better to assure myself of the Frog. Question is, do I? Yeah, I mean, that one's just about to say, question is, do I counter a Chrome Mox? We're 100% countering that. Oh, they had the Mox anyways. Okay. Yep. All right. Well, there you have it, folks. We're in trouble already. Wish to God I had to play the Undercity Sewers here. I'm going to play the Underground Sea while I have a chance. That was a really high roll hand from them. Okay, let's Ancestral. Great draw. And wow, I did actually find the basic here. I think I have to play the fetch in hopes of being able to kill the guy next turn. The Archon, excuse me. All right, well, we are officially in some trouble here, folks. I mean, that's just about as high roll as you can come with white initiative. So let's see what we can do here. Not a great draw. I think we're going to fetch and hold priority. Fatal push the Archon. Now, do I want to get a non-basic here? Probably. Look, it's not perfect, guys. They still got 4 in hand, but we're still playing Magic here. Oh, they went down the left side or the right side. That makes me feel better. What? So that was a very premature concession. I don't know why they did that, but I don't know how I feel about consign against the initiative, to be perfectly honest with you. Daze is fairly low impact on the draw. I think I can probably cut that. Maybe we'll just add in a consign. Just if nothing else, as a card to pitch to a blue card to pitch. And with the upside of countering the initiative in the right circumstance. So this hand has removal, but only 1 land. We are on the draw. Misstep is not likely to be effectual, and I don't really have anything to counter a play. I think we have to mulligan. We need to be disciplined. This hand is awful, but I'm going to keep it because I'm on the draw. I have the potential to find a land, and of course, the most important piece is I have counter magic. This is not necessarily a winning hand, but it gives us, I think, our best chance. Black Lotus again, my goodness. We're farthest away from Frog. I will use that. Soul Ring. Okay, well that's awful for me that they had the Soul Ring there. Let's take a peek and see what's up. I hate doing this, but my chance is to stall them out on land here. And if they don't have a white source or a cavern, they have another cavern. So this one's gone for us. We're just dead. Yeah. Very sad. The way I played my hand here, my opener, was that it was very much reliant on finding or stifling their ability to play. And my opponent has had 2 very strong openers in that they have been able to come up with multiple fast mana pieces and on-color mana. And White Initiative is not able to do that with regularity. Like having Black Lotus in both your openers, you're drooling at it being able to counter it, but when then they follow up with Cavern Soul Ring or the on-color Mox Pearl in game 1, you're really behind the 8 ball. And as far as I'm concerned, I was probably losing game 1. They conceded very early, and I don't know why. They obviously had air in their hand, but we of course had air too. Oops. Yeah, awesome. Hopefully they do not have a Chancellor. So how do we want to play this? We have just so many options here. This is incredible. I guess we can Ancestral first and see what we're dealing with. Yeah, awesome. Guess we're going to get a frog going here and Time Walk. Nice draw. See what we find. Pretty nice. Do I want to pull Lurrus? Probably. I have Force of Will up here, and the ability to deal with whatever they're doing next turn. Where it becomes a little awkward is if they kill my black source, but no. I'm still sticking to my guns here, guys. Do I want this Treasure Cruise? I do probably think Treasure Cruise is better than Brainstorm. I'm quickly moving towards being able to do that. Yeah, just another example. Multiple sets of fast mana here. Good on my opponent, right? Now we do have the Peacekeeper covered here. I mean, they have to name Soul Rend. Wish I had to kept Brainstorm now in hindsight. But hopefully we find a land and this becomes a moot problem. I also am very tempted to wasteland them off the white source here. Yep, Soul Rend. Okay. Yeah. Why don't I take a peek at what you're up to over there? Yeah, so they do have more white mana. I could play Lurrus here and Lotus. I could also Treasure Cruise right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I wasteland. I guess first things first. Do we just attack? I think I do. Let's see what they do here. I did not think they would block there. That was a little bit of a gambit on my part. I do think I wasteland them here. I think I fetch, and I'm going to just get another black source. I can get in front of this thing pretty easily with Bowmaster. Do I just do that? And just trade? I think so. Archon. Archon's a pain in the butt, but get this thing out of the way. Now I will Soul Rend. Yeah. Okay, we're in round 3 against our friend Chess Knight. Very friendly fellow and definitely an appreciator of their brewing. I like this hand. It's nothing broken, but it's got all the tools we're looking for. Very healthy mix of things. Of course, I have no idea what we're playing against. We'll get another city sewer here. Am I in the market for a bauble? I don't think so. I have Ancestral. Okay, here we go. Tinker. This could be a hull breacher. Don't think I'm worried about Wasteland here. This feels like a hull breacher to me. I guess the question I have is, do I force their hand here? Like, what happened? I think there's a very reasonable chance that I'm okay here. Let's do this. Let's see what they got. Yep, that's what it is. It's a hull breacher. So we'll see if we win this battle or not. We should, but we do have the demonic tutor to help us sort things out afterwards if we do get into trouble. Hopefully, anyways. But we're going to do it pre-combat to make sure that we're not attacking into it unnecessarily. I think we let it resolve because we have an answer to it in our hand. And we can fight on the stack if necessary. They do have a misstep, damn. So that was kind of a disaster for us. Because now our bauble, I don't really like this particular setup here. Hull breacher. And if I force this, where does this leave me? I do think it's fine. I think we got to get rid of the hull breacher here. Not optimal, but it was just a fight we had to, I think, pick because the hull breacher just leaves us in a pretty difficult spot. Oh, Spell Pierce was nice here. I'm thinking this is going to be effectual here. They may have to use a force on it, but okay, I feel pretty good about that. That was about as man of efficient of a turn as we could have asked for. Ooh, this was a nice one. I'm very happy with this because this plays around negation and it stops their breach strategy. So we'll see if they have a force or a force of will or not. They did not fight over that fatal push, and that doesn't mean they don't have one, but This is a very strong card if it resolves. And this is why we're playing it, because of Breach, right? Mystical Tutor, okay. So are they going for Ancestral or Tinker? Let's see what they're doing. So, oh, Lauren. So that's a sign of desperation here. And we can Ancestral here, but I know they have a negation in hand. Oh, Swords, yeah, makes sense. They go after our guy here. So they're down to 2 cards, one of which I know is a negation. Let's see if they have a negation. They want to use their negation here. Like, it does shred their hand, right, to do it. Esper Tinker. Negation unknown card. I mean, I think I get an Ancestral, and if they have it, so be it. I think so. Because this will gut their hand if they have a blue card with their negation. And they didn't. Not sure what's more dangerous here, the white source or the black source. I think I'm going to take their black source. I'm not really that worried about Swords here. I'm not going to pull Lurrus to hand because I don't want to get it taken out of my hand somehow. There's no need to do it now. Okay, another Lorn revealed. Okay. Ponder was a good one. I'm not going to play around days. Like my eyes are that good. So I've got Bauble and Negation. Probably should start Bauble and Lotus. Let's see what we find with our Ponder here. Let's go for it. Hopefully they don't have a Bowmaster, but if they do. I think this is fine. Can we Lotus and Bowmaster here? I think we do. And I'm going to just flash it in, guys. I'm going to try and make it as challenging as I can for my opponent to win through cantrips. And I think the extra damage does matter here. Okay, they've conceded. So we're playing Esper, likely just Esper Tinker is my guess. And I wonder if they're playing like White Plumes and things like that. Don't think I need Soul Guide Lantern. probably Consign and Soul Rend. It's a little bit risky, but I don't think I need Consign to Memory here. Like, I just feel like we're probably reasonably well to set up and fight this one. I know Daze is not optimal, but they're playing white, and I know True Hero's been crushing it with Initiative Tinker recently. This could be a spin-off of what they have been playing. How do I feel about this hand? It's probably okay. Good draw. Do they have Bowmaster? That's my question. I think I can wait. The Ponder is appealing, but let's see if they try and tinker here. Oh, this is definitely initiative. It feels like initiative, yeah. Yeah, horrendous. Oh no. Jeez. Okay. Okay, well, we got a lot of land. Yeah, we're a bit flooded here. And I'm very penciled into fetching here, which is highly unfortunate because I do not like what's on top of my library. I can't afford to have another land. So I'm going to ponder here. I'm going to fetch, go get another underground sea. I would love to get the sewers here, but I'm just not in a position to do that. I'm going to kill this thing right now. Make sure I got the right one here. Actually, let's ponder first. Yeah, like just so much air. I guess. No, like the pedal doesn't even do much for me here, right? Like I do like the frog. I just don't think this is good enough. Get rid of this thing. They're still going to have the initiative, but we still have force and negation up here. We're going to need some things to go right. I could have waited to see if they forge, but that's all right. Probably did not play that turn optimally. And this is a matchup I'm very interested to see how we do against it because it's pretty prevalent right now. Top. How do I feel about top? I think I'm going to counter this. Wonder if they have Hull Breacher here. I think it's fine. We're going to take a gamble and see if they got a Breacher here. They do. Pretty unfortunate. They've just got tons of mana. I have to take a gamble here, guys, that they don't have a counter spell. And I can try and trap the Hull Breacher. All right, let's see. I mean, they smelled the Bowmaster out by not attacking, but we're still going to attack into them. Oh, they have Hardcast Force. Yeah, all right. I mean, that was the risk, right? Ooh, good draw. I am not going to wasteland them here. There's just no point. We're just trying to build up towards Lurrus. Yeah, they have swords, okay. Yep. Well, I think we're in a lot of trouble now because they're going to get into the throne and I'm not able to stop it. I don't know if I played this particular game optimally. I think that there were a couple nuances I could have played differently. They're avoiding my Bowmaster that I don't have. Ooh, that was a nice one. A little bit too late, unfortunately. See if we can resolve it. Okay, that's what I got. I mean, hopefully they brick here. They don't have a ton of creatures in their deck, but they are going to see 10 cards. But this deck could brick. They did. They missed. Crazy. Okay, they do have that, though. That's going to likely get a swords, I guess. Maybe ancestral, but let's see. I mean, that's funny enough. What they're going to do is wheel me, of course. That does make sense. Get rid of my Lurrus. Shuffle in my deck. I would just concede if they do that. That was a good draw for them. Anything outside of a wheel here, I think that I actually had a chance because next turn I was going to cast Lurrus and be able to kill their guy here and have the initiative up and protected. Yeah. Oh, Tinker. Oh, I don't mind that. That's far better than a wheel there. Now, I'm in a lot of trouble. Don't get me wrong. They still have a land drop. Yeah, I mean, this is bad, but this is definitely not the best Bolus of Citadel deck, and believe you me, Citadel can miss. That's in. Want a tutor. Yeah, we can scoop from here. We're not going to win. They're just going to wheel from there. They have a land drop to give as well, so we're not getting there on that one. I still feel like Fatal Push is important against the Hull Breachers. It's such an integral part of their plan. Yeah, this is a nice hand. Do it in their upkeep. I don't think there was any reason to do it like, yes, if we find a Lotus during our turn, but there's no need to do it and turning on negation unnecessarily, right? Get rid of the Pierce. Awesome. Okay. Still have counter magic up. And we got a frog next turn. I'll let the Mox go here. I'm not going to fight over those. Hull Breacher is certainly a possibility here, but okay, we're still a bit away from that. But we're going to go get an Underground Sea. And we're going to cast a frog. Your go. Swords is a possibility here. I probably would fight over it. That's not a swords. It's a Hull Breacher. I still think it's worth countering this. I'm not thrilled about it, but it just is what it is. Nice them getting a basic there. Well, hopefully they don't have Tinker here. Or another Hull Breacher for that matter. Take their white source. Hull Breacher, yep. Okay, cannot stop the Hull Breacher here. And it is awkward because I don't really want to be in a position where I have to draw a card to give them treasures. But maybe that's just how I'm winning this game. But Spell Pierce is pretty bad if I start giving them stuff here. Maybe I just pull Lurrus. Come off Spell Pierce for a turn? I think so. Do I? Here you go. Oh no! No! Punished. Right into a wheel. That's game. I will concede instantly to that. Last card, Vampiric. Okay. Well, probably won this game if I didn't fall for that holding up Pierce here, yeah. I mean, to me, this is not quite as egregious as a wheel. I don't know why chess is going for tinkers when they could just draw 7 cards and me draw nothing. I mean, this puts me. Oh, they have swords naturally. Okay. I was just gonna say this puts in a position where I could technically draw over top of them, right? With the kill them with the creature. This is just so awkward. Okay, well, in a pretty bad position here. No attack. Okay. You know what? I think the shadow might be better here. My spell pierce is not looking great here, but maybe they draw into something that I can counter. They could have paid for it there, and maybe that was all right. Okay, that I cannot do anything about. Okay. They're at 10 life here. Unfortunate. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty dead here. Yeah, well, I made a mistake. I mean, I talked about it earlier in my league that you have to pick and choose your time to go, and this, in its essence, is a combo deck. And I decided to tap out, and in hindsight, I was maximally punished for doing that. Like that vampiric tutor with the Hull Breacher in play just set me up to die, and I didn't need to do it, right? Yeah, they got us. Nothing we can do here. All right. Okay, here we go. Round 4, guys. Um, maybe. Let's see. This is a pretty shady keep. Oh, okay, we must be playing Bizarre. Probably not a good enough hand against Bizarre. Oh, Null Rod. How do I feel about a Null Rod? I think it's unnecessary to let that resolve. I don't have a lot of artifacts in my deck, but given the constraints of my mana right now, I think it's worth countering it. All right. Well, I do think we're going to wasteland them here. I think they're showing weakness. This is workshops. I don't know that it is workshops. Could be a multitude of different decks. Could be initiative. But finding the blue source there off the strand was pretty huge. What the? Red. So this is Magus dot deck. All right. Well, I am certainly on red alert here for a Magus coming down. Do I just have to get a basic here? I feel like I do, you know. I've got the blue source here, but I just feel like I have to. Water. Okay, well, this is not optimal. These type of decks are pretty scary, and I can lose to a Magus pretty quick if I'm not careful. Hopefully they give me some reprieve here. They are. Okay, good. Pull Lurrus to hand. I don't have much else to do. I don't really want to brainstorm into 2 cards I know. Next turn I can do that. Okay, nothing good. Fantastic. Okay. I could Douthie here. Don't really feel like that's what I want to do. I mean, I guess I just cast Lurrus, right? I think I like that. I found the 2. All right, here we go. Not happening. All right, letting you have a Fablemang. Now I'm not as scared of the, because I have a Black Mox here, I'm not as scared as a Magus of the Moon coming down. So we're going to get an Undersea. Take a look at what we got. Yeah. Funny enough, I could go get a strip mine here. I don't think that's worth it, though. I want an Ancestral. Is I going to draw into the strip mine? Now I get the basic swamp. No reason not to. So my shields are down for a turn, but I'm feeling fairly secure here. Nothing in my yard, right? Probably should have checked that, but I didn't think there was. Oh, wow. Okay. Yep, that's a good one. Yep, cannot save that. 5-6, scary. No way to leave anything in the battlefield right now. So I guess we'll fly. Oh, sure, mine's gone. Don't need a... I think I probably am going to toss a land here. I don't need all the mana here. But Spell Pierce still seems good, and the Fatal Push is solid. Bauble, Wasteland, Spell Pierce, okay. Probably should have thought a little bit more about what I'm shrinking. Yeah, card types. Yep, did not think about that, did I, guys? I can shrink this thing pretty good, though. Rabble Master, jeez. All right, well, he's in some trouble. I think I'd ought to preserve my life total here as much as I can. Really screwed up there, didn't I? I could have not had to deal with this issue. I guess I'll take the 4. Because I do want to fly next turn. There we go. I'll just attack, and if they block, that's great for me. Time Walk was so sweet here. Can I kill them? 3, 4, 5, 6. Very close. 1 short, right? Okay, whoa, that was really scary. I gotta be honest, that was frightening. That deck almost crushed me on 4 cards. That does not likely bode well for me. Hieroglyph. Okay, well, Frog seems like it's reasonably important here to be able to control the graveyards. Voidwalker as well, from their side of things. I would like to reveal my Lurrus, as a matter of fact. How do I feel about this? Well, doesn't really interact, I gotta be honest. If they have a big turn 1 play, I'm in a lot of trouble. I do believe I have to mulligan that. All right, this one I'll keep. I'm not happy about it, but what am I supposed to do with this hand? That's the issue. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Opponent conceded, not sure why. But not a good viewing experience. I would have been curious to see how we held up against that non-meta deck, but okay. Round 5. Let's see if we can go 4-1 today, guys. This hand is reasonable. Okay, we've got a Lurrus Mirror. It's a little bit slow, but we have the fast mana for a quick Lurrus. Wasteland Mox. Like, I think it's fine. It's obviously very mana heavy, and we could just lose, but see if we can bait out a Spell Pierce here. I like that one. I am going to flash out and bring out my Bowmaster here. They certainly could have a Fatal Push, and I think that's fine. Oops. Or Force, or whatever it is. I don't see any need to play the Demonic here right now. We'll just pass turn. This is one of the deterrents from me playing Lurrus at Eternal Weekend, and I am seriously considering it, but mirrors are just such a slog. And I think when you're doing them over several rounds, it's quite challenging. Let's see what they got here. Let's see if they have counter magic. Anna? So just an FYI, I was talking to your mom last night, and if you would like, next Friday on your anniversary, I'm willing to take you and Avia to the keg, and I will just sit at the bar, and you guys can have dinner if you'd like. Yes, you can talk to her about it and let me know. Yeah. Okay, they got me pretty good there. All right, well, that's unfortunate because what that means is that I'm not going to be able to demonic for an ancestral here like I was hoping. Now, this may get countered as well, and it did not. I guess I'm going to get another Bowmaster. I mean, I could get Black Lotus, but I think a Bowmaster is just probably better. Or is it? I think Bowmaster. I could get a Frog as well, but I'm going to take their white source away. One of the problems with the Esper version is their mana base is a little bit less robust than the blue-black version. Yep, and this is fine. I am going to Bowmaster here, and their upkeep. I mean, they can keep wastelanding me, but one thing my hand has had is a substantial amount of lands. So we should be all right here, but hopefully this resolves, because I would very much like to take them off of being able to stop my brainstorm here. Lavinia would be fine. Swords, okay. All right, that was a good draw. I'm pretty happy with that. All right, I do think that's a pretty good draw. Obviously, they could have a lot of things that remove it. I think there's also an argument here to be going for Lurrus, but I really do think Doughty Voidwalker is very good in these type of matchups. They're building Lurrus. Oh, okay. It's fine with me. So it's tough to know what's right to do here. Like, do I pull Lurrus and get ahead in the game? Do I go looking for a wasteland here to try and take them off their mana? Hard to know. I think it's reasonable to go brainstorm here. Oh, Force of Will is terrible in this spot. What am I doing? Another Lavinia. Wasn't thinking about it. I guess we're on for now, but if that's what they're going to do is force play another Lavinia here, then I guess I force it. I just really don't see why I wouldn't, especially now, Caracas, right? But the thing is that Lurrus is troublesome for me. Frog, I like that. Just trying to attrition my opponent out here. And this is going to resolve, and it should be pretty strong here. Now, if they draw a land, they can learn Revealed, but I just win otherwise. And they may be penciled into doing that if they find a land because they have no other plays. So we'll take that. Nice win over Esper Lurrus there. Guess we want the Fatal Push. I don't know. Like, maybe Soul Guide is just okay in this particular spot. I think we're just reasonably well set up here. All of this stuff is reasonable. Like, Force of Negation is not great, but it is a pitch spell in the least. I like it. We'll keep this one. Be nice to find something like a Bowmaster off the top that we can utilize our Lotus fully. I'm going to misstep this. I don't really want them knowing what I have here. They do have Ancestral. Okay, well. I think the Flusterstorm is probably the card to go here. Where it gets bad is if they had a negation, but of course they don't. This is so awkward. Can you imagine that was an Underground Sea? I had double Voidwalker. Bit of a gamble here. Just have to hope it hangs around. Swords obviously negates the somewhat. We're 100 miles away from the other Douthie, but that's the risk of when you do these sort of things. Play double black mana in a deck that I wouldn't say has an easy time producing double black, but it's far better than the Esper deck that way. Okay, they have a swords up. Let's find a blue source here, or blue card. We did. No swords, okay. I seriously contemplated countering that. Okay. Wasteland would be nice for me. Oh, shit. Don't mind that at all. Play around Spell Pierce. If with my force, I mean, if they swords me here, I will have to fight over this. Okay. It is a black source I'm after here. Once again, we're going to play around Spell Pierce, Flusterstorm. If we have to counter, that is. And I guess we're just going to slam another Douthie Voidwalker. As well play around Wasteland while we're at it. I do think I'm going to fight here. My opponent is showing me that they're in a pretty desperate spot. And I'm not even saying this is I'm going to win this fight, but okay, they do have a Flusterstorm. But now we can pull Lurrus and try and get that Voidwalker back. And I mean, not a surprise. And next turn, we can protect ourselves, our Lurrus, with a Force of Will if we need to from our opponent's pile. Okay, so they did find a Swords here. That's pretty good. They're at 5 life. I do love this Undercity Sewers. It's just such great value in spots like this. Yes, we would like that. So, I mean, I try and cast Lurrus, right? No, maybe I just do Frog. Next turn, I get a lot of value out of it. The Lurrus if I find another land. Yep, okay, I feel good about that. Okay. It was a good draw. Okay, now I'm not getting the great value right at the moment because I don't have any other mana to cast anything, but okay, so this is solid here that we are able to counter this, or at least attempt to. Okay, Lurrus is protected at least momentarily. If we can get to our next turn with our Lurrus in play in our main phase, then we're off to the races. Okay, nice win for us there, guys. A 4-1. Deck felt really good. Losing to the Initiative Tinker deck was a very close match, and I'm not sure I played that one awfully. I'm going to have to go back and take a look at that. I think I had some decision points where I perhaps went wrong, which may have made a difference in that particular loss. But otherwise, I think this deck felt really good. And I have to admit, like I did think Doughty Voidwalker was pretty good. We were able to cast it reasonably reliably for the most part, and we didn't run into any bizarre decks, I don't think, that I can remember anyways, but that was good. So anyways, if you haven't done so, like, comment, subscribe, please. I do appreciate it. And yeah, deck felt great. See you guys next time.